9 myths about Hinduism. Debunked. Hinduism is ancient, though there is no specific date for when it was formed. The name is a Sanskrit word. Hinduism and Hindu were coined by invaders who used the term to refer to the people they encountered when they crossed the Hindu Kush mountains and arrived at the Indus River. Welcome to Secret Insight. If you have not yet subscribed the channel, please subscribe it. Hinduism is the world's oldest living religion and the third largest, behind Christianity and Islam, with more than 1 billion followers. Some argue that Hinduism is more a way of life than religion. It has no common creed or church, nor it is based on the teachings of a founder or holy book, and it remains a mystery for many. So, here are some of the myths that we are going to encounter about Hinduism. Myth number 1. There are 330 million Hindu gods. The reality is there is one supreme god that cannot be fully known or understood. Hindus are encouraged to relate to God in the way that suits them best, like worshipping many deities who are believed to be manifestations of God. The Trimurti or three main deities are Brahma, the creator, Vishnu, the preserver, and Shiva, the destroyer. That's why Hinduism is often thought of as polytheistic. It is not, but there is debate on the proper terminology for Hinduism. Some call it as monistic religion, derived from the belief that everything in the universe is part of one substance or nature. Some say Hinduism is henotheistic, which is the worship of one god without denying the existence of other gods. Others say it is monotheistic. Myth number 2. Hindus are idol worshippers. The reality is Hindus worship a remainder of God. No Hindu will say he or she is worshipping an idol. Instead, Hindus believe a physical representation of God in the form of an idol helps them focus on the aspect of prayer or meditation. For instance, a person who just opened up a new business may worship Ganesh, the elephant god who represents success. Myth number 3. Hindus worship cows. The reality is, Hindus do not pray to cows, but they do regard all creation and all life as sacred. Hindus believe everything has a soul. It is true, however, that cows hold a special place in Hindu society. That's why Hindus refrain from eating beef. Cows are seen as gentle, maternal figures that are providers of milk and other forms of substance. They are honored for their value. Myth number 4. All Hindus are vegetarians. The reality is a majority of Hindus eat meat. About 30% do not. That stems from a fundamental belief in ahimsa, the principles of non-violence. Since all living things are manifestations of God, violence against them is considered contrary to the natural balance of the universe. Myth number 5. Hinduism supports a discriminatory caste system. The reality is caste discrimination is rooted not in the religion but culture. Caste was an ancient system of occupational class delineated in Hindu texts that over the years developed into a rigid social hierarchy. The lower castes or untouchables were marginalized and faced persecution. But many modern Hindus have argued that caste-based discrimination is not intrinsic to Hinduism and should not be thought of as religiously sanctioned. Myth number 6. Women are subservient in Hinduism. The reality is not because of religion. In fact, one attribute that differentiates Hinduism from, say, Christianity or Islam is that it recognizes forms of God as feminine. Hindus revere Shakti or the personification of God's energy through a female figure. Some of the most commonly worshipped goddesses are Parvati, a primary form of Shakti, Saraswati, the goddess of wisdom, and Lakshmi, goddess of prosperity. Women in India may not be equal with men, but again, that is not because of religion, but culture and people using religion to keep women down. This is akin, perhaps, to Islamic societies forcing women to cover up from head to toe. There is no basis to disregard women in Hinduism. The Vedas do not give those instructions. Myth number 7. Hindu women wearing red dots on their foreheads are married. Reality is sometimes. A red dot was once a symbol for marriage for Hindu women. Today, the dot or bindi is largely decorative. Girls and women, married and single, wear bindis of all colors as fashion statement. A tilak, also a mark on the forehead, has religious significance. It's generally made with sandalwood paste, ashes, or red turmeric and can be in the form of lines or a dot. Myth number 8. The Bhagavad Gita is like the Bible. The reality is there is not one central authoritative book in Hinduism. But Hinduism is rich in scripture with a vast collection of ancient religious writings. Hindus believe God revealed truths to wise men when passed them on for thousands of years through a rich oral tradition. The scriptures include the Vedas, the Upanishads, the Puranas, and the Bhagavad Gita or the Song of God. Part of the epic tale Mahabharata, the 700 verses Gita, is the world's longest poem and takes forms of a dialogue on a battlefield between a prince Arjuna and Krishna. It captures the core beliefs of Hinduism, but not all Hindus read the Gita. Myth number 9. Karma is fatalistic. The reality is everyone has the ability to choose life's action. This is the theory behind karma. For every action a person sets in motion, there is a corresponding reaction. Hindus believe they have to face the consequence of past actions. Each person creates his or her destiny with deeds. The ultimate goal is to have karma that will free a soul and gain moksha, or liberation from the cycle of rebirth. Hope you have gained some knowledge and enjoyed the video. Please subscribe the channel. Thank you.